Hi guys. Right, this is a very short video to show you how to get your birth chart. So, right, go onto Google or any search engine and just type in astro.com. And here it is. Click on this. This is astro.com, and then we're going to scroll down ever so slightly to charts and calculations. I'm going to scroll down a little bit further to chart drawing ascendant. So here's where we create your birth chart. So click here. Right, we want to go to, for visitors who do not yet have a user profile. And we're going to be entering our details here. So in this, click this blue button. So then all you have to do is type in your details. So Jenna, female, my date of birth. So you pop this in here, 1985, and then the time of birth. The time of birth is so important. Like, you basically, if you don't know your time of birth, unfortunately, you won't be able to do this because it won't give you an accurate birth chart. So if you don't know your birth time, try and find that out. Okay, so we put in our name, you pop in your gender, date of birth, time of birth, and then country and birth town, and then click continue, and voila! Here is your birth chart, and it looks a bit mad, I'm not going to lie. It does look a bit crazy with all of the lines, and it's like, what does this all mean? But in a very simple terms, first thing, check that the details are right. So here's your name at the top, your birthday, your time of birth, and where you were born. Okay. So first thing to do is look down here. This is your sun sign. Most of us know what our sun sign is. So just check that that is correct. So I am a Leo sun. Your ascendant here is also known as your rising sign. So my rising sign is Cancer. And then as you go along here, this very handy little sign here tells you where all of the, well, it's kind of like a bit of a key actually. So it tells you what the symbols actually mean in this chart here. And then it tells you what zodiac sign they also fall into. So just breaking it down, like, what are you actually looking at? This is a snapshot of the sky the moment you were born. Okay, so that's why the time of birth is really, really, really important. And what we're kind of looking at, so the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs are all around the outside of this chart here. So we've got Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and then back at Cancer here. So this AC mark here, this is the ascendant. This is the moment the sun was rising on the day that you were born. So as the sun was rising, it fell into the zodiac sign of Cancer, and this is why it's known as the rising sign, because this line across here is essentially like the horizon sign. So it's almost like this is kind of nighttime here, just in terms of like my birth chart, it says nighttime here, and then the sun rose, and then up here is like daytime. That makes sense. So I'm like a July baby, so the sun was rising like relatively early in the summertime. Okay, or like, so my sun actually, it's here, right? And then, so also we want to look at is it will be interesting what we're going to be digging into, in our birth chart masterclass is the houses. Okay, so if you look at this, it's a bit like a pie, and it's split into what we call houses. See, and they're not even. They're all kind of, some are smaller, bigger than others. So if you look for these numbers here, are going like anti-clockwise around this chart here. So 1 to 12. Each one of these sections here is a house. So this is your first house, your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, sixth. See how some of them are like smaller, bigger than others, and everyone's varies. Your birth chart is completely unique to you. So these are your houses, and this is what we're going to be digging into in this birth chart masterclass on the 21st of March. So that's your houses. This is the zodiac signs, and then these symbols along here are the kind of the planets, basically what they were all doing the moment you were born. So again, you can refer back to this little key here, I guess. So this is your sun sign. Looks a little bit like a donut here. So sun sign, okay, sun sign here, and it's falling in the zodiac sign of Leo, which is here in my first house, right? This planet next to it here is Mars. So like, if you're like, oh, what does that look like? Head back over to the key. Mars is here, okay? And that is falling in the sign of Cancer. So this is the zodiac sign Cancer. And again, this Mars in the sign of Cancer is in my first house, okay? And you can just have a little noodle along, check out what planets are where. So this is my Mercury here, Mercury, and it's falling in the zodiac sign of Leo here. So Leo. So what I found a little bit confusing initially is like the kind of the lines of the zodiac sign, you know, they don't match up with the houses. So you do have to kind of really look at it and kind of to work that out. So if you see like my Mercury is just in the sign of Leo, but it's in my third house. So these here are the lines of the houses. These are the lines here of the zodiac, if that makes sense. And not to go into too much detail, but if you think about it, like each of these zodiac signs is split into 30 degrees. Okay, so when you look at, so say my Mercury here, it's 24 degrees into Leo here. So it starts at 0 degrees here. So my sun is at 2 degrees of Leo. So it's like literally 0 degrees here. Then my sun is 2 degrees. And then as you travel through here, through the 30 degrees, you land at Mercury here, which is 24 degrees. Okay, so that little degree point is important as we kind of go through. And then, yeah, just like investigate and explore your own chart, like get to know what planets are sitting in what zodiac signs, and also get to know what house they're sitting in, and just kind of get to grips with it before we all meet on the 21st. And what we're going to be digging into is, because we'll all be meeting up on a new moon in Aries, we will be looking at how your chart is affected by that, essentially. Just thinking about, there's any other things that you might find interesting before this. Actually, just below this key, this little table here, I like to look at, because it tells you what your elemental mix is in your chart. So each of these zodiac signs, right, falls under a certain element. Okay, so the elements are fire, earth, water, air. Okay, so the fire signs here, so handily like in red. So you've got your Leo, your Aries, your Sagittarius, they're your fire signs. Then we've got our earth signs. So we've got Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Then we've got our air signs, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And then our water signs, Scorpio, hello, Scorpio being coach, Pisces, and Cancer. Okay, so have a look and see what your elemental mix is. So if you look down here, so this is fire, air, earth, water. See like what is your mix? So like mine, for instance, I have a lot of water in my chart, a lot of water, quite a bit of fire, quite a bit of air, and compared to like the other elements, not a lot of earth. So that can also tell us, like for me, like personally, it can tell me a little bit about my chart. Like I'm very watery, you know. Watery is very intuitive, but very like in your like emotions. Like this is very kind of broad strokes, and I'm simplifying it massively, but you know, it's interesting to look at this, because I need help with grounding. So I find it really helpful to kind of get in nature, like walk among the trees. I've recently started, like picked up a little hobby of working with clay, because that's like literally working with the earth. And I find that really helps, like kind of balance, I guess, my elemental mix. So, take notice of that. And just, do you know what? Just kind of go, like, just intuitively look at things that like catch your eye, or like that you interest you. But what I would say is to come prepared with this birth chart on the 23rd. So head into astro.com, do those steps that I've taken, bring up your chart, either print it out. Annoyingly, it doesn't have an option to kind of like save in PDF. You have to kind of pay for that. So just like print screen, pop it in a Word document, print it out, or have it up on your phone. But make sure you do this before the class. And there was something else I was going to tell you, and I cannot remember what it was now. No, that was it. But also take note of what your big three are. So what is your sun sign? Also here, what is your moon sign, and what is your rising sign, so your ascendant? So like get to grips with what sign, zodiac signs your big three fall in, and what house they fall in. And I've really enjoyed talking about that. If there's any questions, email me or drop me a DM on Instagram, Scorpio Moon Coach. And if you're struggling, but yeah, just make sure that you've done this before the 21st of March. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the most out of the session. I won't be going through all of this detail in the class to kind of save time. So please, please, please make sure you've watched this video before the 21st. And I cannot wait to